Congress has approved $350 billion in loans for small businesses and self-employed Americans. Here's what you need to know. The Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, also known as the CARES Act, and the Paycheck Protection Act provide 100% federally guaranteed loans to small businesses. This is really good news for those of you who have small businesses who are wondering how you're going to make it through and how you're going to keep employees in place. The great thing about this loan is that it has the possibility of being forgiven. The last information that was released on it was that there was a 1% interest rate and the loan had to be paid within 2 years. However, if borrowers maintain their payrolls during the crisis with the funds, if that's what it's used for, then the loan has the ability to be forgiven. The administration has released some initial guidelines that you can find at treasury.gov. The loan amounts will be forgiven as long as the proceeds are used to cover payroll costs, mortgage interest, rent, and other utility costs over the 8-week period after the loan is made. Will also be forgiven as long as the employee and compensation levels are maintained. Payroll costs are capped at $100,000 per employee, and loan payments can be deferred for up to 6 months. You can start applying on April 3rd. Starting on April 10th, 2020, independent contractors and self-employed individuals can apply to receive loans to cover their payroll and other expenses through SBA lender. Check with your financial institution to see if they are enrolled in the program and how you can apply for the loan through them. You can apply through an existing Small Business Administration lender. Just go to sba.gov. You should be able to apply through any federally insured financial institution, any federally insured credit union, farm credit system institutions that are participating, but you will have to reach out to your specific lender if you have a preferred one to see if they have enrolled in the program. If you're wondering if you can apply, if you're a small business, if you're a nonprofit, a veterans organization, tribal business, sole proprietorship, self-employed individual, or an independent contractor with 500 or fewer employees, you can apply. You may be asked to provide your lender with payroll documentation. So get with your accountant if you're using one for your payroll. If you're using a system like a QuickBooks or an Excel sheet, any type of bank statements that you may have that show your payroll, you can submit those. Make sure that they meet your lender's requirements, however. This program is open through June 30th, 2020. We encourage you to apply as quickly as possible because there's a funding cap and lenders need time to process your loan. If you're wondering what is considered a payroll cost, the U.S. Department of Treasury has outlined those as the following things: salary, wages, commission, and tips, capped at $100,000 on an annual basis for each employee; employee benefits, including costs for vacation, parental, family, medical, or sick leave; allowance for separation or dismissal; payments required for the provisions of group health care benefits, including insurance premiums; and payment of any retirement benefit; state and local taxes that are assessed on compensation; and for sole proprietors or independent contractors, wages, commissions, income, or net earnings from self-employment, capped at $100,000 on an annual basis for each employee. How large can the loan be? The Department of Treasury has outlined that the loans can be for up to 2 months of your average monthly payroll costs from the last year, plus an additional 25% of that amount. So have those numbers for your payroll costs from the previous year, double those and add 25%. And that's how you can calculate the maximum amount of your loan. It is subject to a $10 million cap. If you are a seasonal or new business, you'll use a different applicable time period for your calculation, but payroll costs will still be capped at the $100,000 annual for each employee. If you're looking to request loan forgiveness, you can submit a request to the lender that is servicing your loan. The request will include the documents that verify the number of full-time equivalent employees and pay rates, as well as the payments on eligible mortgages, lease, utilities, and other obligations that fall within the prerequisites for the loan. Again, the payments are deferred for 6 months. The loan full repayment if not forgiven, is due in 2 years. There are no repayment penalties if you decide to repay prior to the 2-year deadline. No collateral is needed. This is amazing. No collateral is needed for this loan. If the proceeds are used for fraudulent purposes, the U.S. government will pursue criminal charges against you. The USTreasury.gov website has a 4-page PDF that outlines all of the prerequisites, answers the questions about the loans, a lot of the things that I just covered with you, and a little more detail. But again, if you have specific questions, reach out to your lender to ensure that they're participating and they can help guide you through the process. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am V, and I will see you